Lewis Hart for the Ring magazine. Delighted today to be joined on Zoom with Hamzah Sheeraz on a nice Monday evening. Obviously, I know it's quite late, or it's getting late over in Dubai. But Hamzah,
Yep.
it's good to be speaking to you. Good to hear from you from a while. How's things, mate? How are you?
Yeah, man. Likewise, likewise. Good to hear your voice. I've been good, bro. I've been good. A very, very good reflective period I've had since the fight. Um, Changes have been made. I'm sure you're aware of. And that's it, man. It's just all about moving forwards now. Do you know what I mean? Learning from the mistakes that have been made, um, being smarter, and chasing that dream again, bro.
Absolutely. I guess we'll firstly touch on that. You did say a lot of changes made, but it's the first time a lot of people have heard you move from what I guess like 2 months now. Sort of how I guess how's that been to be like off the grid I guess a bit, and I guess sort of not sort of just being a bit quiet I guess and going under the radar.
Yeah, do you know what it was? It was like I said, it was a reflective period because I was in territory that I haven't been in before. Um, in terms of obviously it being a draw, uh, and not having a good performance. So yeah, it was somewhere I haven't been before. Do you know what I mean? Not getting the win, somewhere I haven't been before, and especially all the kind of critics online. It was pretty hardcore to be fair. But I get it. It's boxing. I'm not here saying, "Oh, I feel sorry for me," etc., etc. I get it. It's boxing. I had to deal with it. Had to overcome it, and that's exactly what I've done. I've got good people around me. Um, Literally just a handful now. Do you know what I mean? I can count on my fingers how many people I've got around me on my team now. So yeah, man, I'm blessed. I'm blessed, and hopefully everything that happens is going to be a blessing in disguise.
Yeah. Just that idea, I guess, of yourself. Obviously, it was a difficult period for yourself, sort of dealing with the Adames
Thank
fight,
you.
but going like under the radar a bit, I guess, and not really having that limelight and sort of, I guess, sort of like doing all the media, etc. Was that quite as difficult as it was? Was it quite a nice thing as well, to sort of just focus on sort of your own personal stuff at that time?
I would say it's nice, but it wasn't
Oh, okay,
because
yeah,
because you're like you got to deal with
yeah. Mm.
everything, and I know you get a lot of people saying, "Oh, people's opinion, they don't affect me," blah blah blah. But when it comes from like nobodies and people who are just armchair fans, like you don't see what's gone on, or you don't see what's happened, etc. etc. So you've just got to kind of, like I said, overcome it, and that's what I've done now. It took me a bit of time, um, getting right mentally, getting right, understanding what I want again, understanding who Hamzah Sheeraz is. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, we're back on it, bro.
Mhm. Well, I guess let's move on to the Adames fight now. As I say, it's been quite almost 2 months since that fight. The fight in itself and the week, how do you reflect on it as difficult as it was?
Yeah, no, it is what it is what it is, and it is what it was. I haven't even watched it back to be fair. Back. Um, and I think the only way I can look at this now is to sit down with obviously the new trainer Andy Lee, um, and assess it. Assess it. It's no good sitting there my own assessment. I've got to sit down with him and assess it and say, see the weaknesses, see the good things, see the bad thing, and just move on. Really, move on. And the keys to progress, right? The keys to progress. But reflecting on the fight, I'm just like I said, hopefully it was a blessing in disguise.
For yourself, you may not have this mentality, but I think a lot of the public opinion would probably say they did expect you to win against Adames. Was there anything that surprised you from Carlos in the fight?
Not really, not really, nah, not really. Because the first four rounds was going in my favor when I was doing what I was doing, working behind the jab. Definitely should have been more aggressive earlier on. I don't know what on earth possessed me to try and box. I've never tried to box in any of my fights. Do you know what I mean? So maybe I just overcomplicated things in the mind, even though it was working for the first four rounds. Maybe I tried to overcomplicate things. Um, and then obviously on top of all of it, the hand went. Um, and then that was it in it. But like I said, I'm not using it as an excuse. I should have adapted sooner. I didn't. I adapted again when it was too late in the last two rounds, and then that was that.
I wanted to talk about the hand. Yeah, it was pretty clear after the fight that there was some sustained damage to the hand. I guess that happened during the fight, and what was it like to deal with that when you realized? Was there a point when you realized? I don't know where it might have been, but you realized that bloody hell, that something's really not right here.
Yeah, straight away when I hit it. I can't remember where I hit him, but I felt it straight away. And then it's kind of like your mind's all over the place. And where I've not been in that position before, it was like I should have adapted sooner. Like I said, but I didn't. And that's the key learning experience for me from it, to be fair. Like moving forward now, you're always so sure that nothing's going to happen. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, it's all right, I'll get away with it. Even if I do hurt, I'll use my right hand. And not until you have to do it, you realize it's not an ideal situation to be in. But yeah, something well, I should learn a lot from.
Was it ever? I guess when that happens to yourself, what are the emotions? Do you think you had panic setting through? Like, how does it even how do you even
It wasn't
comprehend that?
it wasn't panic. It was more uncertainty. You know what I mean? And instructions and whatnot, I believe should have been made more clear. Um, should have been simplified as well. But listen, it is what it is. I'm not blaming no one but myself.
How is the hand now? And like, what's the path to
Yeah,
recovery
yeah,
like?
it's on the mend. It's on the mend. I've been going to a clinic out here in Dubai, the brain clinic. All the team down there, listen, they've done absolute wonders for me. Absolute wonders. I've been going there every day, um, and they've healed me very well. My recovery has improved by 50%. Do you know what I mean? So that's a massive thing. That's a massive thing. So it's huge, huge, huge. Thank you and a massive shout out to the brain clinic in Dubai.
Does it hurt more for yourself it being a draw? Because it's not, it might as much as it feel like, it's not a loss at the end of the day, as much it may feel like that. But does it hurt more, do you think, it being a draw?
Yeah, especially when you're not the champion. Especially
Yeah.
when you don't get the belt, do you? You don't get the belt. So it being a loss or a draw at that kind of level is a bit. You get that same feeling. You know what I mean? You get that same feeling. But like I said, it's the key from this is to learn from it. And then if I don't, then I think I'm pretty fucked. But I'm sure moving forward, I believe I've made the correct changes. And yeah, man, onto a big rest of the year.
In general, obviously with yourself, being a Rio season ambassador, what was it like, would you say, that whole experience, I guess, from fighting for a world title in Saudi Arabia and obviously having the support of His Excellency as well?
Yeah, it's great, man. It's great. Absolutely amazing. He's always supported me. I support him. Can't be thankful enough to be in this era of boxing where the best fight the best, and the fights happen not once, not twice, but even three times. So, yeah, just a huge, huge, huge shout out to His Excellency. Listen, I don't got to blow his trumpet. It speaks for itself what you've done. He's bossing the game, man. He's bossing the game, and yeah, he is the man.
Has there been much conversation with himself and Frank since the Adames
Yeah,
fight?
no, everything's just been on my recovery. On my recovery, this is the thing people don't see. You know what I mean? They think, oh, it's all about the limelight and whatnot, but everyone's kind of vested interest in me now is all about recovery, getting right, making sure I'm physically right, and making sure I'm mentally right. So, yeah, I've got good people around me.
Yeah. I watched your interview yesterday with Boxing Team Media, and you spoke about people around you and not necessarily being as supportive.
Yep.
This is the first, I think it's fair to say, probably the first time since, let's say, the Skeet fight, since you've had to deal with this level of adversity, and this is on a bigger stage now.
Yeah.
How would you think, how do you deal with that adversity, and especially when you don't feel like you've got that, you have got support, but especially when you don't feel like you got it from people that you expect to get it from.
You know, you always hear it. If you listen to the most successful people in the world, sportsmen, businessmen, you always hear it from them. And not until you're in that situation yourself, it doesn't sit in as reality. And then you kind of have to accept this is the harsh reality of life. It is what it is. But getting to that phase, getting to accept that it is the harsh reality of life is the hard bit. That's the hard bit. And it took me a while. It took me a while, but like I said, having the right people around me, it's made it a lot easier, and I've come to terms with it. It's part of boxing, and it is what it is.
Is there, through that adversity and through that sort of disappointment in certain people, is there a blessing in that, knowing that I know I've got some real people around me as well?
Yeah, there is because that's where growth happens. Do you know what I mean? That's where the growth actually happens. Um, it's all well and good. winning, 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 and then the team gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then you got more leeches and hanger-oners around you. I'm not saying I had that, and I'm not saying I was the golden child, but respectfully put, there were people around me that were there for their own interests, and that was it, really, and that was it. But like I said, I'm not crying about it. I let it happen, and it's a mistake that's happened, and I've identified that it's a mistake, and I believe I've rectified it. So yeah, let's see what happens.
Yeah, well, now moving up to super middleweight as well. Before discussing the options at super middle, how difficult was it making that 160 in the last few fights? Because I'm right in
Last,
saying that
yeah,
because I
the
don't.
last two fights, it was a myth. It was a myth. But like I said, I'm not using it as an excuse because I should have moved up sooner. But the world title opportunities were there, and when it's there in front of you, it's hard. So you're not going to say no. Do you know what I mean? You're not going to say no. So I should have done it sooner. Um, but yeah, I don't regret it. I don't regret it
Yeah,
because I believe you should always stand on your decisions, stand on your victories, stand on your losses, stand on your mistakes, stand on everything you choose to do, and that's what I've done.
yeah. As I say there, like how much do you feel like it could have impacted? I know you said you don't want to make excuses, but how much do you feel like it could have impacted? Because obviously I was in the ground in Saudi Arabia, and like sort of it was the common sense that there was a bit of a struggle, especially in the Dames fight, even sort of the check weights as well. So yeah,
Yeah.
how much do you feel like that was impacted?
I don't want to use it as an excuse. Don't want to use it as an excuse. It was hard. Just put it that way. It was hard. But it's done now. It's done now, and it's all behind me. Um, and 168, here we come, man. A few more pyres, and that's it. I'll be all right.
Yeah, I saw the Instagram post of you eating. You had a couple more burgers on that order.
Yeah, you see
Um,
that, yeah.
yeah, I guess for yourself now, when you look at options at super middleweight, it must be exciting when look, there's at world level, there's a whole list of names that you can mix with, especially on the other side of the pond in America.
Yeah, it is the division, and it is a division, and I've just entered it. I'm new in the division. I don't want to really be in a situation where I've got to fight no names and build myself up. We're in an era of boxing where the best fight the best, and you put it all on the line. So let's go, man. Let's go. Whoever put me in, whoever. I think I've given the impression I'll fight whoever, and yeah, let's go.
Yeah, well, there was the name that Hearn actually mentioned in an interview with IFL. He spoke about yourself potentially fighting Edgar Berlanga in a fight in a like a Queensbury versus Matchroom. Berlanga is actually probably he actually called you out as well. I think it was before you fought Adames. He said you were one of the list of the names he wanted. So ideally, if you did need a dance partner at 168, Edgar could be that.
And 100 million%. Let's go, man. Let's go. It's one of them ones, isn't it? Like,
Mhm.
can't talk, I don't want to talk too much. Let's go. If that's the fight they want, send me the contract and I'll sign it.
And now training him as well. Linking up with Andy Lee over in Dublin in Ireland. Yeah, I guess he's sort of starting to build a very strong stable now. Yourself, Ben Whitaker, Joseph Parker, Paddy Donovan.
Yeah.
What attracted you now to make that change in your career and sort of move six to Dublin?
Hey, listen, there comes a time in well, in me, I'm someone who always needs new ideas, needs needs to keep the mind working, needs to keep the mind ticking. I need to always break new ceilings, enter new rooms, and I feel like Andy's the man who can do that. I feel like he can do that. I went to watch a training session with himself and Ben Whitaker, and I liked what I saw. I liked what I saw, and he's a very respectful man, very well respected as well. Being a world champion, experienced. He has a very calming aura about him as well. And I believe that this is the right move for me. My team believes that as well. We're all in agreement, and I'm looking forward to going out to Dublin and training with him.
Well, what I also did want to ask you as well, obviously you was with Ricky Funez for a couple of years, for quite a few years. I guess
Yeah, long
making the
time.
decision to leave Ricky, how did that go? And I guess was it a difficult decision, would you say?
It's always going to be difficult. It's not just up and well, I've got to leave. You know what I mean? It's I've been a rookie for so long. He's done a lot for me, and I'll forever be grateful for that. Forever be grateful. He got me to the world title position. Do you know what I mean? So he didn't do a bad job. He didn't do a bad job, but it just comes down to me as a fighter. Most people think that it's the team who Chinese whispers and say to the fighter, "You got to change. You got to change." If that was the case, I would have done it about 4 or 5 fights ago when there were the whispers happening. But it's come down to me as a fighter, me as an individual, me as a man to make this decision. And it goes back to what I was saying, to stand on these decisions. And this is a decision I stand on, and I have the backing of my team. So yeah, man, here's to a fresh start.
Yeah, before I do let you go as well, yeah, I guess when is the time of return? I know you're sort of dealing with the hand and stuff, but when ideally do you
Yeah.
think that you want to sort of be back in the ring?
Summer, hopefully summer,
Okay.
June, July. Yeah, man, just back to it again, and um, back on the ladder, back climbing it, and yeah, let's see what happens, man. Hopefully, I have a good breakthrough in the 168 division.
Exciting times. Hamza, always a pleasure, mate. Really appreciate you taking time to speak to you. I appreciate it. Obviously, I know
No,
you
thank
haven't
you,
been.
thank you, thank you. Yeah, thank you for your time, bro. I
Mhm.
appreciate it, man.
Nah, I appreciate. As I say, I know you haven't been doing too much recently, so I do appreciate the time, mate. I know, yeah. As always, enjoy Dubai. I know you're obviously living out there now. It's
Yeah,
nice,
yeah.
but yeah. As always, mate. Thank you for the time, and yeah, all the best. Catch up soon, mate. Top man.
Cheers. Thank you very
Good,
much, man.
mate. Thank you, mate.